So I'm way too awkward to have a actual intro to this video. So also I filmed and edited this on my phone. So if this seems amateur to you, it's because it definitely is. On days that I remember to, I use this NYX Primer and I think it works. This is my sponge. She has been used and abused. So I mix my own foundation to make my own color. I just feel like I'm better at mixing and matching my own skin tone than just something I can grab off the shelf. My makeup technique is only that. I just mix everything. So I jump in and prime my eyes and under my eyes, and then I go in with these two concealers, mixing them to contour my forehead and my cheekbones and my nose to make it more narrow. Then I go in with a dry brush on my nose to blend it out, and I don't really spend a lot of time on this because I'll spend more time carving that out with powder. I'm just trying to map out the spots of where I will be putting powder. I definitely hit my neck and the back of my ears with this, and next I focus on the center of my face with a more yellow concealer. And I gotta say, less is more with concealers. I think a good rule is less is more with makeup just overall, because you want your skin to look like skin. With this, I'm trying to subtly highlight the center of my face, my chin, and my jawbones. For blush, I just use these lip things from NYX, and definitely don't think they're meant for blush, but there are no rules in this house. What's cool is that I immediately put on way too much, so guess I'm a clown today. So just attempting to blend that out and fix my mistake. And of course, blush on the nose. And I'm aware I actually do look like a clown, but I promise you it will look normal very soon. Time to highlight only the important parts. And this is the fairest concealer from LA Girl, and I'm obsessed with it. While blending highlight, I try to remember not to overblend because it'll defeat the purpose of precisely putting it where you wanted it. Moving on to powder. I use a medium fluffy brush and I mix all of them. And on my face, I softly swirl it up towards my ear. I do this with a very soft, light hand, and I do it a lot, and I blend, and I blend, and I blend. And if you know, you know, Airspun is the best for setting. I use both of these brushes. I kind of bake. I guess I'll just pretend like I know what that does and what it is. I really just want it around my smile lines so that my makeup doesn't crack there. And this is a little sample of Nars Blush that I'm obsessed with. I love this color. I don't know how I still have this. I think I've literally had it for 6 years and she's still holding on. I use this e.l.f. brush to carve out my contour on my nose. It's one of the best brushes I've ever used, and it's from e.l.f., so you know it was like $3. I blend that up into my brow because that's where your nose contour ends. I don't want to bore you with footage of how much I blend my nose, but I blend it for a very long time. I need it to blend with the center of my face highlight. Next, I use this extremely big fluffy brush to just blend my entire face very, very lightly, light hand all around. Okay, the face is done. Yay! Okay, and now we get to talk about our eyes. Using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, I use a dry brush. I get it on my eye, and I use the whitest highlighter I can get my hands on and set the inner corners with it. You will notice that I use paintbrushes to do my makeup. Using maroon mixing liquid and any good brown that matches your eyebrow color, I use a paintbrush and I just start painting away. I build up to the darkest color that I want, so I start off with light browns and then I do soft strokes that I make as straight as I possibly can. I taught myself this method because I was sick of buying messy pomades, and this is a way less messy way to do my eyebrows and way cheaper, honestly. To clean up those lines, we're going to use a straight brush. I'm using a paintbrush. And softly dabbing and tapping and being very careful, I make a straight line. And I attempt the same thing on her sister, and these girls are ready to go. I'm going to take this moment to apologize for my horrible camera skills. I have many talents. Apparently, filming me doing my makeup is not one of them right now. Anyway, blend that out with a dry brush and then get back in that highlighter and just blend that out, I guess. And we're going to hit our lids with one of my favorite palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills and use this brush that came with it. Blend it out. I love these palettes. They're like butter. They just blend so easily and evenly. So for a dramatic cat eye, I mix eyeshadow again with mixing liquid. Basically the same thing I used for my eyebrows, and I use my trusty paintbrush and I just draw out this cut crease. I then go in with concealer and highlight my lid so that it's even more dramatic. And of course, blend it out and put powder on it and set it, and you know the drill. Clearly, I'm a fan of NYX. I love this brand. They're cruelty-free, and this eyeliner, don't play. It is waterproof. It is the hardest thing for me to get off at the end of the day, which I appreciate. I'll probably end up making a tutorial only about eyeliner one of these days, but here's just a look at me busting one out. I use a concave mirror, a really intense one, to do my inner corners. I swear by this type of eyeliner brush. It's the only kind I can use. I know they seem intimidating and messy, but once you get the hang of it, it's just over for those other bitches. Moving on to what I would call my secret weapon for the perfect cat eye, and even if I did film this with a potato, hopefully you can follow me. I'm lining under my eyes with brown eyeshadows. I swear it's the most underrated step that I take to balance the heavy makeup on the top of my eye and widen. And if it ain't broken, don't fix it. For mascara, I prefer waterproof just by habit because it holds a curl. And I'm cutting up one 25mm lash. Basically, I'm going to use individual pieces of these, which will probably give me 3 or 4 per eyelid. I dab each tip of these with some glue, and then I dab my lid with glue as well, where I will place them. I let that dry for like 5 minutes, and this tip honestly really works for me to keep these on all night. While that dries, I grab my concave mirror and eyeliner, and I wisp out these bottom lashes. And once again, I am failing at filming something kind of important. Anyway, grab your clean tweezers and start placing your lashes. And just be patient with yourself and try to set them as well as you can. I tend to have to wipe my tweezers several times because there's glue on them and they're sticky. Okay, and I really failed at filming this, but I put glue on my face where I wanted jewels, and I placed them on the inner corners of my eyes or on the side of my cheek, or sometimes I want it to be at the center of my eye, like tears. And I also push up on my lashes because I don't want them to fall. Okay, now for lips. I contour my lips with dark red and light pinks usually, and I apply it with a very fluffy brush. I've never been a fan of a sharp line on a lip, and natural lips just don't look that way. I feel like this looks more natural, especially if you have fake lips and you're looking to soften them up and make them look a little natural. So I light pink in the middle and then dark reds on the outer corners and blend them together. Finish it all off with a spray, and while this is drying, I like to add my final highlighters. So something about me is that I want to glow, and I feel like gold highlighters really help you do that versus white that might tend to make you look oily and sweaty. And that's really it, and we're all done. I will get better at filming these. I will make more of these. I really hope they help. It is possible to be beautiful without spending all this money on expensive makeup and products. I look forward to y'all's feedback, and bye, y'all.